Think you know BMW? Think again. We all see them on the road, don't we? That iconic blue and white badge, the kidney grille staring back at us in the rearview mirror. It's a symbol of luxury, performance, the ultimate driving machine. But what if I told you that everything you think you know about this legendary brand is just the tip of the iceberg? What if I told you that behind that badge lies a history filled with soaring airplanes, secret labs, and even a car powered by a jet engine? Yes, you heard that right, a jet engine. It's absolutely mad. We're about to pull back the curtain on one of the most famous car companies in the world. Right, let's start at the very beginning. And I mean the very beginning. Before BMW was the ultimate driving machine, it was the ultimate flying machine. Seriously, picture this. It's 1916. Cars are still a bit of a novelty for most people, but the skies are the new frontier. That's where our story begins, in an aircraft hangar. BMW began as Rapp Motorenwerke. What did they build? Not cars, not motorcycles, but powerful aircraft engines. They were cutting-edge aviation tech, powering planes over Europe. It's a bit mad to think about, isn't it? The same company that now builds M5s once helped pilots touch the clouds. In 1919, a BMW-powered plane set a world altitude record, climbing to over 32,000 feet. That's nearly 10,000 meters. But then, history threw a massive spanner in the works. The Treaty of Versailles banned German companies from producing aircraft or aircraft engines. Suddenly, BMW's entire business was illegal. It could have been the end. Instead, a forced and frankly brilliant pivot. You find something else to put them in. They started with motorcycles. Then finally, in 1928, they moved into automobiles. They poured aviation performance, precision, and engineering from the world of aviation into four wheels. Now, what's the first thing you notice when a BMW is coming towards you? Before the badge, before the headlights, it's that grille, isn't it? The two kidneys, side by side. It's as iconic as the Coca-Cola bottle or the Nike swoosh. But it wasn't always the big, bold statement it is today. It all started back in 1933 with the BMW 303. Back then, they were tall and slender, almost like two narrow windows. The purpose was purely functional, to get air to the radiator. But in doing so, they accidentally created a signature look that would last for a century. In the 50s, the kidneys became wider and more integrated. They were sleek, they were sexy, they were pure rock and roll. Then you get to the 60s and 70s. Compact and horizontal, sporty, aggressive. For fans, the grille isn't just a piece of plastic. It's a symbol of the car's character. And now, look at them today. They're massive, aren't they? It's caused a bit of a stir. Some people love it, some people are still getting used to it, but what BMW is saying is, we're here, and we're not afraid to be bold. With electric cars like the iX, it's become an intelligence panel. It's gone from being the lungs of the car to being its eyes and ears. From a simple radiator cover to a high-tech nerve center today, it's fascinating. Alright, this next one is a big one. It's a myth so popular, so widespread, even BMW themselves have leaned into it over the years. We're talking about the logo, the famous blue and white roundel. Ask anyone on the street, 9 out of 10 will say it's a spinning airplane propeller against a blue sky. It makes sense. But there's one tiny problem. It's not true. Not even a little bit. I know, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you. The real story is less romantic but truer. The colors, blue and white, are Bavaria's official colors. Bavaria is where BMW was founded. When the logo was first registered in 1917, the Trademark Act forbade using national coats of arms. BMW couldn't just use the Bavarian flag. So they got clever. They inverted the flag's colors inside a circle. A neat workaround to honor their homeland without breaking the law. So where did the propeller myth come from? From BMW's own marketing. In 1929, an advertisement showed the BMW logo over a spinning airplane propeller. The advert stuck. It was just too good a story. BMW never fully corrected it because, frankly, it's cooler. But the truth, the logo isn't about the sky. It's about the soil. It's a symbol of Bavarian roots. Okay, let's turn the dial up to 11. This story sounds like something out of a James Bond film. You know Q, the gadget guy? This is something he would have cooked up in his lab. In the 1960s, the world was obsessed with jet power. Jet planes were shrinking the globe. Everyone was looking at what else this incredible technology could do. While some companies were dabbling, BMW went all in. They built a car, a beautiful 2000 CS coupe. But they didn't just give it a bigger engine. No, they strapped a helicopter turbine engine in the back. I'm not joking, a helicopter engine. In the boot of a car. They called it the turbine car. It was an experiment to see if jet power could be the future of the automobile. The sound it made was otherworldly, a high-pitched whine, alien on the road. It was incredibly powerful but also incredibly difficult to control, and it drank fuel like I drink tea on a cold morning. It was just too wild, too impractical for the real world. But the story doesn't end there. Oh no. Fast forward to 2000. They took their flagship 7 Series and created the BMW 750H. The H stood for hydrogen. To promote it, they fitted it with a jet engine from a rocket car. The BMW H2R, they called it. This thing was a land-based missile. It shattered 9 international speed records for hydrogen-powered vehicles. It was a loud, ridiculously fast statement. Proof BMW kept that wild spirit. A jet-powered 7 Series. Just let that sink in. Absolutely bonkers. And brilliant. Have you ever looked at the back of a BMW and seen the numbers 330i, 540d, X5, M4, and just sort of nodded along, pretending you know what it all means? We've all done it. It seems like a random jumble of numbers and letters, but it's not random at all. It's a secret code. Once you know how to crack it, it tells you almost everything you need to know about the car. The first number told you the series. A 3 Series is smaller than a 5 Series, which is smaller than a 7 Series. Easy enough. The bigger the first number, the bigger and more luxurious the car. Then you have the next 2 numbers. For a very long time, these told you the engine displacement. So, on a BMW 325i, the 25 meant it had a 2.5-liter engine. A 530i had a 3.0-liter engine. It was a clear, honest system. If you saw a bigger number, you knew they had a more powerful engine. It was a source of pride. And then you have the letter at the end. I stood for injection. D stood for diesel. Simple, elegant, German. You could walk up to any BMW from the 70s, 80s, or 90s. Now it's gotten more complicated. With the rise of turbocharging, a 330i might not have a 3.0-liter engine anymore. The numbers now represent a performance equivalent. A bit cheeky, if you ask me. And we have new letters too. E now stands for a plug-in hybrid. Models that start with X are the SUVs. Z is for the 2-seater roadsters. And of course, M. When you see that single letter, you know you're looking at something special. So next time you're in traffic, you're not just seeing numbers, you're reading the car's biography. When you think of electric cars, you probably think of the last 10 or 15 years, right? Tesla, the Nissan Leaf, BMW i3, BMW i4. It feels like a very recent revolution. But what if I told you that BMW built its first all-electric, zero-emissions car almost half a century ago? Yes. The year was 1972. The world was listening to glam rock, wearing bell-bottoms, and BMW was quietly building the future. They took one of their most popular small cars, the cheerful BMW 1602, ripped out the petrol engine and replaced it with a dozen standard lead-acid car batteries and an electric motor. The result was the BMW 1602e. It was an absolute pioneer. This wasn't just some dusty prototype. It was built for a global stage. The 1972 Summer Olympics were held in Munich. They created 2 electric 1602s used as support vehicles, used as camera cars for long-distance events like the marathon. Think about that for a moment. They needed a car that could follow the runners for hours, without spewing out horrible exhaust fumes into their faces. A petrol car would have been a disaster. But this silent, clean electric car was the perfect solution. It was painted bright orange. Of course, the technology of the 70s had its limits. The car's range was only about 30 kilometers, or 19 miles, and the batteries were so heavy, they took up the entire boot, and then some. It was more of a proof of concept. But it proved that the idea worked. It showed the world that electric mobility was possible. It took the rest of the car industry nearly 40 years to catch up. So when you see a brand new high-tech BMW i4 whisper past you, remember its grandfather, a quirky, orange, battery-filled coupe from 1972. Right. For our last fact, let's talk about something that makes owning a car truly personal. The color. You can have the fastest, most luxurious car in the world, but if it's in a boring color, it's just meh. BMW understands this better than almost anyone. They have a program called BMW Individual, a bespoke option for wealthy customers to create their dream car. And a huge part of that is the paint. Hidden away in Germany, BMW runs a secret paint color lab. It's a library of hues far beyond standard dealer colors. Over 160 unique, incredible shades. Not just a catalog. A treasure trove of automotive history and artistry. Want a specific 1970s BMW green? They have it. Loved a purple on a concept car? They can mix it for you. They have names that sound like poetry. Twilight Purple, Java Green, Fire Orange, Laguna Seca Blue. Each color tells a story. These aren't just colors, they are statements. For the person who doesn't want their M3 to look like every other M3, the ultimate form of automotive expression. And they're always creating more. Chemists and designers in the lab work like artists. They play with metallic flakes, pearl effects, finishes that change color with the light. Some of the wildest colors have come from this program. We've seen BMWs in vibrant pinks to deep shimmering root beer browns. A reminder, cars can be works of art. BMW gives you the perfect palette to paint your masterpiece. So, there you have it. From building airplane engines that touch the sky, to a secret jet-powered 7 Series, to a hidden lab that cooks up the most incredible colors you've ever seen. The history of BMW is so much richer and, let's be honest, so much crazier than most of us ever imagined. It's a story of survival, of bold innovation, and of a relentless refusal to be boring. Every single car they've ever made carries a piece of that history within it. The precision of an aircraft engine, the boldness of a giant grille, the spirit of a little orange electric car from 1972. It truly changes how you see them, doesn't it? Next time you're out on the road and a BMW pulls up alongside you, you'll know the secrets. You'll know that the badge isn't a propeller, but a nod to its Bavarian home. You'll know that the numbers on the back are a secret code telling you its life story. The company that built it was once banned from its original business and had to completely reinvent itself to survive, and in doing so, ended up conquering the world of driving. It's more than just a car. It's 100 years of incredible stories on 4 wheels. I've had an absolute blast sharing these with you. It just goes to show you that there are always amazing tales hiding in plain sight. But now I want to hear from you. Which BMW fact blew your mind? Was it the jet engine, the 1972 electric car? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping stories from the world of cars. Thanks for watching. Take care.